record the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we'll just get started.
How did people actually? Never mind. Continue.
No, now I'm curious.
No, I was gonna ask what people thought of the video.
I
Like,
didn't hear
of
from
the
anyone.
call.
A friend of mine, I'm pretty sure, enjoyed the video. So
Nice.
yeah. So we're gonna keep
Because
up
like
with that.
halfway through, when we were recording last week, I forgot that we were gonna upload the video, and I was like making like weird faces the entire time.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and this week I moved to my closet instead of just sitting in my room because I felt like it might be better. But it's also dark.
Back to the beginnings.
Yeah. You look dark and enclosed over there.
Well, I got my pencil in one hand, got my notes in the other. We're in for a great time. Okay, hello, everyone. Welcome to A Piece of Our Minds, a podcast about the creative process coming from three amateur creators and artists who are just trying to go through their journeys as creators through various means.
Yes,
I guess. Yes, my name is Zander, as always. I'm the pseudo-host, but we never kind of said that, but I prepare every episode, so I'm just going to call myself the host.
Yeah,
and
you can do that.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Thank you. I am officially now the host of A Piece of Our Minds.
I'm glad we finally have decided that.
Yeah,
7 episodes in.
That's a good thing. That's good. I am joined, of course, by my two lovely friends, Harley and Aaron.
Yes, I am Harley.
And I am Aaron.
Dude,
this week you didn't say beautiful friends.
I said lovely.
Yeah.
You're lovely. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's
Thank you.
It's always a lovely time to have you people around. You people.
Wow.
Yeah. So as per tradition on this podcast, I am going to start with an icebreaker that I came up with probably 30 seconds ago. But the topic of this week that we decided about 5 minutes ago is how to stay motivated with our projects or any projects that you're working on and stuff like that. So I thought a good idea for
I have my project in front of me.
Oh, I have it somewhere on this computer, but I'm not going to pull it up right now. Anyway, if Harley would stop rudely interrupting.
Hey.
No, okay. The question I came up with, when you're feeling like kind of out of it or like you don't want to do anything, what is like a comfort like activity or a thing that like you like to do to just like get yourself like back like in the scheme of things, you know?
It's a good question. Dude, every question you ask, I like these questions.
Thank you.
I have a surprisingly easy answer for it though.
Mm-hmm.
I read.
Okay.
I read a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Actually. Like if I'm
that's what it sounds like.
Like if I'm like not doing anything, I feel like I should be doing something, I'll just like pull up a book and I'll be like, might as well do this.
Yeah,
so
that works.
I read a ton. I've reread all of the books I have like 3 times over. And so like
damn.
Oh yeah. I know I've talked about it before, the Ranger's Apprentice series. I've read that 3 times. The whole series.
That's nice.
And so,
dude, honestly, good for you, because like that's something that a lot of people wouldn't do as a comforting activity.
Wrote my notes.
It's just reading has always been super relaxing for me, and like it helps me like get back into the flow of things. Because like if I'm kind of like trying to think of what I should be writing, I'll just like go and read a book, and then I'll be like, this is kind of what I want to do. And I'll go and write. I'll be like, yeah, this is like something that I kind of want to do with my book, like with my characters. And so I'll like go and like use the books that I have been reading as inspiration.
Yes, inspiration.
What I need to do is keep keep reading Escape from Furnace, which is a big part of the inspiration from
doing your main not copy, like thing you're copying, but like the thing you're being like inspired by with the most. It's probably a good idea.
Because like
keeping that fresh in your mind.
Because like some of my style of writing that I really enjoy, and I really love the style of writing that the author of Escape from Furnace uses. Mm-hmm. I really like how he writes, and so like reading that is like, if I need to keep reading it because I know that's going to help me with my writing a ton, because I'll draw inspiration from that.
Yeah. Following like your inspiration, I think, is key when it comes to doing anything. So
that was one of the points I really wanted to hammer like today. Like if you want to be motivated, like find like something else that like will inspire you to be like, I'm gonna grab this little piece from it and then like stick that in my mouth and like chew it, and digest it, and then like it'll become like part of your like gooey story goodness.
Yeah.
You got to put the book in your mouth.
Yeah, you eat the lettuce.
Content.
Yeah.
You eat the content, then you digest the content in your brain stomach, and then
we're getting so detailed.
Process.
you take the book,
whatever.
You put it in your mouth, and then you take the smart juices from the book.
Eat
into
paper.
Your brain.
Eat paper. That's what I want you to take away from this episode.
That's how you need to read books from now on.
That's how you read.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of like when they're like, oh, I absorbed it through like osmosis or whatever, like because you like sleep on the book and then like
you sleep on the book and it just like bleeds into your brain because you're just laying on it.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Hello and welcome to the Bad Advice Podcast, where I
sleep on your books.
Sleep on your books. Uncle Zander says, sleep on your books. Uncle Zander says, sleep on your books. Well, I was gonna say like Dad Zander, and I was like, I'm not gonna go there.
Well,
no. No. I completely agree with like everything Harley was saying, except not books. The thing that I get a lot of motivation, inspiration from is like anime and movies. So like what I've been doing a lot this summer is watching like every single movie that I've been meaning to watch for my entire life, basically, which I'm sure you've been able to tell because I talk about all the movies that I watch like every week pretty consistently. Harley's making a face.
No, because I was just thinking about like the movies that like I've been meaning to watch but I just haven't. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if I say this one movie, they're gonna hate me so much.
No, tell me. No, now you have to say
the movie that I have not watched ever, and I need to watch, The Princess Bride.
Okay, that's not.
Oh,
that's no, because that's like a big movie, and I'm like,
but like I literally
I
watched it. That was on my list until like 2 months ago. Like I didn't see it until 2 months ago. Yeah,
really? You guys
Yeah.
Jeez. Never mind.
That's fine. No, I thought you were gonna say like the Lego movie or something, and then I was about to throw hands.
No. I've seen the Lego movie. Anyway, because like I'm sure there's gonna be like someone that like someone that like listens to this podcast is gonna like hear me say that I haven't seen Princess Bride, and they're gonna be like, kill this man.
And then they'll hear that Aaron also hasn't. That I haven't seen it until recently. Whatever. We're amateurs. Yeah, deal with it, audience.
Yeah.
Don't judge our lives.
I'm gonna come and touch your toes if you yell at me.
But the biggest thing with my motivation, like currently, I'd say, is I've watched Hamilton twice over the past week, and it's just I love the characterization of so many things in that musical. I forgot the word for a second. But it's just like it's made me like really be like, oh, what if I did like this with a character, and then it like makes me want to go write, and it's exciting. And Hamilton's really good, and you should all go subscribe to Disney Plus. Not sponsored.
I still need to watch it. So
can we watch it like next time? I'm with you, Aaron. Like,
I need to watch it.
next time I'm with you. Next time we're together.
Next time.
In the same vicinity. We need to watch
Because
Hamilton.
like I have so many of the songs on my Spotify sound playlist. And I haven't watched Hamilton.
Watching the show, like the Disney Plus version versus listening to the album, is such a big difference.
Is it better?
Genuinely. Oh, it's so many parts like hit you so much. Like,
yeah, I feel
it's
like
not
it'd be a lot better.
Yeah, it's not spoilers to say this because it happened in history and we all know it. But when Burr and Hamilton are dueling at the end and Burr shoots, it like time like slows and Hamilton does like this frantic like basically reprise or like marathon through like every single song in the show, like in like little bursts. It's so good.
That sounds good.
I was blown away the first time I watched it. Oh my! I loved that so much. It was like the best like death scene I've ever seen in my life.
Oh really, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's so good. I'm sorry. I know I'm like 3 years behind on freaking out about how good Hamilton is, but I don't even care.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's good. Yeah. It's really good. I literally in my notes, like I didn't write a lot this week, but one of my things I wrote was Hamilton in all caps.
Nice.
Yeah. Followed swiftly by rom-coms, because I watched 2 rom-coms that I had never seen, and both were very different and very good. One was When Harry Met Sally, which I had never seen and just watched on a whim. And I watched it, and I didn't know anything about the movie. So, have neither of you guys have seen it?
I have not, but I really want to.
Okay. So, do you know what like the premise is?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard of this movie.
You haven't? Okay. It's Billy Crystal and a woman, and I forgot her name. I feel. Anyway, it's the movie starts with them like meeting for the first time, and they have to go on like this road trip to New York because they like have like a mutual friend and they're both moving to New York, so they just decide to drive there together. And the girl has like a terrible time, and like they just decide to not like be friends. And like Billy Crystal believes that men and women can't be just friends because like everything like always gets in the way. And then it just follows them, these 2 people, like when they keep like randomly meeting up, and then like eventually they like start to become like better friends and like develop a relationship. It's really cute, and like it's really different from like a bunch of like rom-coms that I've seen. And like that is such an interesting way to show like a character relationship of like just like these little brief encounters and then like building up to something even more. It's just really good. Yeah. And then I watch highly recommend. And then I watched Love Actually for the first time.
Dude, I've heard of that.
I have heard of that one.
Yeah. It was weird because it's a Christmas movie, which I forgot about.
That's right, it is.
Yeah. So I was sitting alone in my dorm and just like watching a Christmas movie in July, and I was like, yeah, this is my life.
This is fine.
No, but it's really so the premise of that movie is there's like 10 different plots going on at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it's,
my God.
Yeah, and it's like all these different like people who like they're like in love with someone, or like they're a couple, or like it's like these married people having like a tough time, and like they all like when you watch it, you can see like people from like other stories like coming into the other ones, and they're all like crossing paths randomly, like and intersecting the plots.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was really good again.
I don't know why, but that kind of reminds me of Crazy Stupid Love.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
See, I feel like that's becoming more of a common style when it comes to like rom-coms and stuff. It's like having multiple plots and then they kind of intersect.
Yeah, that's kind of like He's just not that into you, I think, too. Aren't there like two different plots going on? Welcome to the podcast, three men talking about rom-coms. I like how we just all know like what these movies are.
I haven't
breaking those gender
seen,
norms.
I haven't seen He's Just Not That Into You. I have it here. I haven't watched it because like usually when I watch rom-coms it's not on my own free will, but like there are some good ones.
There's some really good ones. No, I haven't seen He's Not Just Not That Into You in a while. But I do. That was really
Crazy Stupid Love. I really like that one. It's Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Is it the La La Land one?
Yeah, it's the chick from La La Land.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's a funny movie and it's pretty good.
I've heard of it. No,
the ending is one of the funniest endings ever. Because like there's all like.
Is this spoilers? Are you spoiling?
Are you spoiling
Love for me, Harley?
No, I'm not spoiling it. I'm just saying it's funny.
I'll be the judge of that.
Because like the story kind of works like different plot lines, but they're all connected by like by characters. So like there'll be two characters in like one plot line, and then one of the characters from that plot line will also be in another plot line. And so like it's just all their stories and how they're connected.
Yeah, that sounds like Love Actually. That sounds like the same.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not as groundbreaking as I thought, but it was cool. It was a really cool, neat concept.
Yeah, like it's really funny.
No, my favorite rom-com of all time, and also probably my favorite live-action movie of all time. It's called not In Time. It's called About Time. That's it.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's Rachel McAdams and Donald Gleason. Very British. But it's about Donald Gleason plays this guy. He's like this nerdy like lawyer type, and when he turns 25, I don't remember how old he is. But it's his birthday, and then his dad, who's played by Bill Nighy. Is it Bill Nighy or Bill Nighy? You know, like the British actor. I never knew.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
actually.
Okay, him. He plays Donald Gleason's dad, and he pulls him aside, and he's like, "Hey, I just wanted to tell you that all the men in our family have the ability to time travel." With it, but they could
like the time traveler's wife.
No. They have the ability to time travel within their own life, basically. So and I think it's only backwards too. Yeah, they can only go back to like their past moments in their life, and like so he's like, oh, weird, and so he uses it to meet like Rachel. He meets Rachel McAdams like one night, and then he like has to like go back and like fix something else that night, and then that changes things so that he never meets her. So then he like has to find a way to like make it interaction with her, and it's adorable, and the time travel stuff's really cool, and the ending hits me emotionally every single time. Yeah. I feel like we got really off topic.
We just went off like a huge tangent about rom-com.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We talked about rom-com.
Okay.
So Aaron. That's how I keep motivated, though. I watch movies that like make me think more about like these characters or these ideas and how I can like bridge off of that. Because I feel like one of my struggles when I'm writing a story is making these I want to make like super interesting characters that play really well off each other. So I like to watch things that it shows that. There you go. I tied it back.
Wow.
I'm proud of myself.
That took like 10 minutes.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
So for me, I do a lot of different things. Like I'll listen to music. I'll listen to music, which honestly, I would say music probably like motivates me the most out of everything. I don't know why, but it just does. Or I'll like watch movies to like either learn more about telling a story with different aspects. Or honestly, I'll just like go on YouTube and just like casually watch videos. Like I don't know why, but that just kind of motivates me too. So I would say that's kind of what I go to when I'm looking for motivation or inspiration. So yeah. I'm glad I could keep this short and not talk about rom-coms.
I'm sorry.
I know. Whenever I'm writing, I definitely listen to music. Just because, like, there's no way I could write without listening to music because I just couldn't focus. I don't know why that's the case, but, like, I just can't focus if I don't have something just blasting in my ears.
The only music I can listen to while I write is, like, very, like, calm, like, classical, like, piano music. That's, like, the only, like, if I put on, like, even, like, lo-fi sometimes, like, distracts me. Like, that is the only thing I can listen to. And it helps sometimes.
Sometimes I'll, like, literally just listen to music, like, just to think more, like, into the future. Like, if I was to, like, make a film or even, like, just a short film, like, this could be a song that I could use. Which is actually something that Marty Scorsese does. It's kind of, like, he has, like, this whole, like, list of songs that he wants to use in films.
Really?
And like, cool. I found it funny because I kind of do the same thing too. So, that's one thing that I do with music.
Do you have any you want to put in the next Fat Zander?
I don't know any that would go well with the Fat Zander one. Okay. I try to look for more emotional ones or, like, really upbeat ones. But I don't know any that would be good for Fat Zander.
Okay, that's fair. No, I think definitely experiencing other art just in general is, like, seems like the common theme that we all like pull from, because that's what you got to do. You got to look at the stuff you like and figure out your own, like, style based on that. And that helps you motivation. That's,
and then, like, you see something that you like particularly that you might want to use later as inspiration. And just, like, watching or, like, reading and, like, listening to music, you can gain inspiration from that and therefore motivation.
Which I've never heard someone not doing. So if you're not doing that,
you're probably already doing that.
Yeah,
but it's worth iteration. Another thing I wanted to point out, just to, like, go straight into, like, that this is the main course of the podcast. Like, I don't even, like, have much else prepared. The big thing I also wanted to say is, like, just keeping things fresh too. Like, having, like, a variety of stuff that you're drawing interest out of.
Yes.
Yeah. Not just rom-coms and not just Hamilton. Many things.
No, I like that you brought up that point, like, keeping things fresh, because I think so many people think, well, if I continue to do this over and over and over, like, I'll stay motivated. And that's never the case. Like, you have to, like, find new things. Like, that's why when someone, like, whether it's a writer or a director, like, really anybody, like, when they stick around for a long time, it's honestly impressive. Because, like, times change, people change. So staying fresh to me is key. So
you gotta, because people just get bored, and you get bored.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get bored because that makes you lose motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uncle Zander tells you not to get bored.
Don't get bored.
Don't get bored. Boredom doesn't thrive. Boredom doesn't fuel imagination or creativity. It just squashes it. Like, if I'm sitting here in my room and I'm like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I'm bored out of my mind. I'm not. If I go and work on something when I'm feeling bored, it's not going to be good. Like, I need to get that energy from somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Having energy and, like, doing any activity, you'll just do better at it.
Yeah. That being said, having a schedule too really helps.
Yeah.
Like,
I think holding yourself accountable. You know?
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Holding yourself accountable. Yeah. Like us with the podcast.
Because I really don't have. I don't really have, like, a set schedule, but like, I hold myself accountable. I'm like, all right, I need to record, and then after that I need to write for, like, an hour.
Yeah,
and that's great.
And so, like, I have things that I need to do, but, like, I don't have a schedule of like a time that I need to do it. I'm just like, I need to do this at some time today.
And
well, and I feel like with writing, it'd be hard to have a schedule because like writing is like, I feel like if you had a schedule, it wouldn't flow as well.
No.
Yeah.
Which that's one of the downsides of the 10 minutes every day thing. But for me personally, it helps. Like even if I'm not feeling it at all, and I'm like, I know whatever I write right now is not going to be great.
Yeah.
I still need to sit down and do it. Like just to.
Yeah. See,
I just need to.
That's why whenever I would like go write, and like I'm not feeling like I'll be good at writing, that's usually when I don't actually write, but I just like think about what I'm going to be doing with the story.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
And so it's like it's not 10 minutes of writing, it's 10 minutes of just thinking of what I'm going to do with this story. And then if like after my 10 minutes I'm like, yeah, I can write now, this is good, I have I know what I want to do with like what I'm going to write, and then I'll just write, and then I'll write for like half an hour.
That's fantastic.
And then so like sometimes the 10 minutes, it's not like it's a very loose concept.
Oh yeah.
So like the 10 minutes every day is more of like you take time out of you have time out of your day that you take to write. It's not it doesn't have to be 10 minutes, but it has to be there.
Yeah.
I think making effort is key. Like just making some sort of effort, like, you know, trying to pursue something, like at least a little bit of something every day. I think like that says a lot, not just like in terms of writing, but you yourself as a person. So
yeah, just like try to grow a little bit, like every day. Like if you're better today than you were yesterday, you're doing something right.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
Self-improvement is good.
Yeah. I mean,
this is getting deep.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we haven't given the people a short episode in a while. If we could honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess we didn't really talk about like what we did this week, though. We could end with there.
Let's end with talking a little bit. Yeah.
What we did this week. I'll go first, I guess. So this week, I don't really talk about my recording because that doesn't really pertain to this. But with my writing, I've been continuing to watch that little channel that I told you guys about a couple weeks ago, where it's like the VFX artists and they react to different like stunts and CGI and stuff like that. I've been watching that still, and like watching that really makes me like, I love like stuntmen and like stunts and all that. I just think that's really cool and all that.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It's hard.
It is hard. You got to be very athletic in order to do it, and you got to be able to take a hit.
Yeah.
But with my writing, I got quite a bit done. It was actually today and yesterday I got a ton done. That rhymed. Anyway, no, but like, because like the couple few bits that I did before this section that I got done, there was a lot of dialogue and stuff like that. And so like the section that I got done, it's like a whole bunch of like, it's just it's Lane thinking, and it's just like him thinking about the situation that he's in and like how he feels about it, and he's thinking about like, because like a whole part of Lane is like he basically cut himself off from society as much as he could. And so like, I don't know if I talked about his interaction with Jackie in the podcast.
I think you told me about it. You told me about it.
Yeah, I probably told you about it, but like he's thinking about like his emotions and feelings, and he's thinking about, because like he has this interaction with Jackie and he feels fear, but like he doesn't get the notification from his little demon boy about he doesn't get it from his berserker spirit, because like usually when that happens he gets like a pink tint in his vision, and like that's when you can tell that like it's starting to happen, and like if he gets like full red then he goes berserk or whatever. But like he feels fear in his interaction with Jackie, but like it's not like the same type of fear as if like you're about to get attacked by something. And so this whole thing of this section is like him thinking about how much, like, what emotions and feelings do you miss out on from cutting yourself off from society? Because like there are interactions that you don't get alone, like, and that's what he comes to realize is like with his interaction with Jackie, he felt a new emotion, like a new type of fear. And so like he starts to think about why, or like what emotions and like experiences does society offer you that you can't get alone, and how will that affect him?
No, that's good.
That's really interesting.
So like that was like a big point in this section that I got done the last few days.
Sounds like a big part of your story, honestly. Like
it's only one paragraph, but I definitely think it's only one. I'm definitely gonna like go back to that topic later in the story, because like I think it's really interesting. It's like,
I think that's good for people to know.
Because like there's definitely like experiences and emotions that you don't feel when you're alone and you're just like watching a movie or something. Because like you can feel fear when watching a movie, but there's different types of fear that you can feel. And so like hitting on those emotions that society brings out in people, I think will be really interesting.
I like that.
Nice. Cool.
Well, I guess. Oh,
you can go. You can go.
Okay. So this week, I didn't watch nearly as many movies as I normally do this week, but I did a pretty decent amount of research. I kind of wish that we redid the Tone episode, because I watched this video.
Oh, did you watch a video about tone?
Over tones in films. And honestly, when it comes to like setting the tone in film, a majority of it is based off of lighting. Like that's
okay.
That's one example that they looked at. So they looked at like, I don't know if it was the original Superman, but like the old Superman. And like it was very bright. Well, and then we look at the new Superman and it's dark. And it's the same character, but completely different emotions and feelings towards those characters.
That's true.
So it's amazing what lighting can do. And the other thing is like art direction, like whether it's like costuming or like the set itself. Which that kind of goes with lighting to a certain degree. But like color and lighting is what sets the tone for the film. And then another thing was aspect ratios, which is basically like the frame, which that's a little complicated, and it varies from film to film, depending on what you want. Like if you're going to have a lot of landscapes, obviously you want it to be very wide. But if you're going to have one thing that they said in the video is like, if there are dinosaurs, you want it to be tall. Like make it tall no matter what. So
it's a very specific thing, like to recommend. One thing that
they said in the
I'm sure it was like drawn from like Jurassic Park.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Like what other movies have dinosaurs?
Yeah. So it was kind of, that was interesting too.
Yeah. Pause. I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn the light on.
Okay. It's just Oh, he's back.
That was quick.
Wow, that was really fast.
The light switch was very close.
Right over there.
Yeah.
I looked at my screen and I was like, oh, it's getting dark.
But I guess so. This week I watched 3 movies, which is not nearly as many as what I normally watch. But one was Patriots Day with Mark Wahlberg and J.K. Simmons and Kevin Bacon too. Pretty like solid cast, and John Goodman. But that movie was I mean, obviously, like that movie has a very emotional effect to it, being about the Boston Marathon bombings. But like, it made me feel more emotion than I thought it would. Like, I remember, like by the end of the film, like even though I knew kind of what happened, I was like, dang, like this is emotional. Like this is very powerful, and everything. So that I liked the film overall. The other one I told you guys about this, another rom-com.
Yeah.
Called How Do You Know? It was not good. It's been a long time. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've watched like a bad film. This was not good. Like I looked at the reviews afterwards, and it has a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, no wonder I thought this was bad. Like, and then the other one was Poltergeist, which
the original one or the
original one.
Okay,
the original one.
I want to watch Poltergeist, like the original and like the remake that they came out with.
It's on Netflix right now. It was like the opening scene I liked so much. Like right off the bat, like they set the tone for the entire movie, which I loved. I mean, that's the job of the opening scene. But no, it was a good film. Like in terms of like scaring me, like I never really got scared or anything. But like just in terms of being a horror movie itself, like it definitely creates suspense and like you feel like you're in this kind of creepy world. But yeah, no, overall it was a good film. I think like that film did a good job of like setting tones throughout the entire movie. So
there is a movie, I don't know what it's from, but like I've seen like it's like a special features clip from it on like how they did like a shot from the movie. Because like I'm assuming it was from a horror movie just because of the way that the camera looked. Because like all the horror movies, like it looked like a cat, like it's like a shot from like an Insidious movie or like what's it? What's
I'm
it
not
called?
a big horror guy, so I don't.
It looked like it would be like from the something from like the Conjuring universe. The camera kind of looked like that, like the shot did, but it's like a long take, but they do like time transition in the take, and how they did it, like they have like an overhead shot of like how they move the set around and like how they changed the decor, and it was so cool on how they did it because like they pan around the room like 3 times, but every time they like pan towards the TV and they do a close-up of the TV and you can't see it in the shot, but everything behind the camera is changing. And it is so cool on how they did it because it takes so much coordination to do that. And so like Aaron talking about Poltergeist reminded me of that because I'm assuming it's from like a
that feels almost like theatery, like that kind of like set change.
Yeah, that's like because like watching the film, like obviously there's so many times like where a chair will move or like even like every object in the frame will move. So yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up. The thing that I will say, if you're epileptic, be careful when watching this movie because like the TV, like when it's like going off and it's like flashing, like it hurt my eyes. So I'm just warning people, be safe. So
that's good. Thank you.
Disclaimer: be safe watching Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised there wasn't some sort of disclaimer or something because I was like,
I feel, especially Netflix. I feel like
when did the original Poltergeist come out?
This was it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, so they probably didn't care about epileptics that much.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hollywood in the 80s is just like, well, if
Hollywood
they die,
did not care. If you die, you die. I actually quoted that in an ethics class that I'm taking right now.
Oh my god!
Well, because I like one guy like commented because we were talking about the trolley problem, and one guy said something.
Okay,
about,
I think we're getting off topic here. I think we need to
let me tell this one anecdote.
He's got a point.
I have a point to make. Actually, I don't. It's just funny.
No, I was talking about Harley. Harley has a point.
Just take like 2 seconds. No, this guy, he was talking about the trolley problem, like there's 5 people on the track and there's one on the other track, and like, will you push the lever to like kill the one person instead of the 5? He said no, because because like they're gonna die anyway, so I'm just gonna let them die. And I commented, I was like, this has a very like Rocky IV Ivan Drago energy to it.
Wow.
So that's it. In my ethics class, I have quoted 2 movies. One was Wrath of Khan and one was Rocky IV. Okay.
Very nice.
All right. Okay, so what I have done this week, did I talk about last week that I didn't completely rework, but I rethought a lot of like what the next like plot developments and like what the rest of the story is going to be?
I think you stopped I think you told us after we stopped recording.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I last week and this week, then I've done that a lot because I just realized that it was super convoluted and I explained how convoluted it was in the special episode.
Yes.
But then I thought of like this really cool idea that just came out of nowhere, like when I was writing. Because like I mentioned this, like I think like one of the first episodes, that there are times like when I'm writing and just something will change like completely randomly. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going with this now. And so that happened twice, like with 2 things that were big and changed a lot of how the rest of the plot's going to develop. And so so the character Imera that I explained, she's like I don't even know. I don't know like how in depth I should go into this. What do you
well, I would share like some details, like
yeah, of course,
yeah,
sure. So basically time is gonna loop. I think I explained that. And what I decided to happen was there's going to be a cataclysmic event that happens at like, so it starts at point A and there's a cataclysmic event at point B. And there's one character who can stop it for reasons that I'm not going to say here because it's big spoilers.
Yeah.
But she's the only one that can stop it. But she's not the one who's like remembering that this time loop is happening. It's a different character that's doing that. So it basically, Majora's Mask, the Legend of Zelda game?
Yeah.
Okay, so the basic thing of that is that Link the world's going to end in 3 days and Link has to save it by like going back a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So the basic idea is that the main character, Tom, he's Link, but he can't save the world from what's going to happen. He has to help someone else each time try to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
As you were saying that, I was like picturing back to Doctor Strange when he has to keep on like going.
Yeah. That's basically that. Yeah. So, and it's a much better idea, and it's gonna like have a lot more to do with, especially the title, No One's Alone at the End of Time. I have an actual end game for like what that title represents and like what it actually means. Yeah. After this.
No.
So
Nice.
long short of it, I've made a lot of developments in having a more cohesive plot that's going to actually make a statement at the end about something, about like destiny and fates and like
that's good.
Understanding your like purpose in life.
Yeah, I feel like, well, speaking of purpose in your life, I feel like that adds a lot of purpose to your story. So.
Yeah, because it felt a lot like it was just meandering and like weird stuff was happening for the sake of weird stuff happening. But now there's actually a point, which is very important to have.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah.
No, I was.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, I think a little bit different of structure. This was an interesting episode because we weren't really.
We switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, because we weren't really sure what to talk about. But I think it's good this week to kind of circle back to some of the concepts you were talking about, like in the first few episodes, and then like we'll jump back into like different pieces of like storytelling and stuff. In the next few weeks.
Yeah, hopefully next time we'll be more prepared.
Yeah.
That is.
I kind of
hopefully next time we don't talk about rom-coms so extensively.
Maybe if you want us to talk about rom-coms extensively,
then
I will gladly give you a piece of my mind about rom-coms every single week. Bro. Thank you. Well, yeah, thank you for listening. Of course, as always, if you want to reach out to us or like make a comment about an episode or like an episode you'd like to see a theme on or something us tackle, you can always reach out to us on our social medias. That the links to those and our @ are all in the descriptions of every single video and podcast description, wherever you find it. Also, speaking of wherever you find it, you're listening to us right now, so good for you, and we appreciate it. However,
we appreciate each and every one of you.
Yes,
no matter what platform you're on.
However, thank you for bringing up the platforms, because there are many platforms we are on. We are on Anchor, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, RadioPublic, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and finally Apple Podcasts. I think we had 1 review so far on Apple Podcasts, and it was 5 stars. So yeah.
I think that was I think that was my dad.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay?
It counts. It is still 5 stars. So leaving reviews for us on Apple Podcasts is a very good way to help us grow. Yes. Also, the video version of this podcast, where with the Zoom call that we record this on every week, is available on YouTube. If you search for our channel, Lettuce Rock Productions. Lettuce Rock Productions is a channel where we post all of our like short films and stuff that we work on every once in a while. And hopefully more in the future. So subscribing there is also a really, really great way to support us. This show is weekly, so please tune in next Monday at noon, as always, for the next episode of A Piece of Our Minds. I love you. I can't speak for everyone. I can't speak for everyone.
He's not the only one.
We love you all very much.
I don't know about them. Yes. They did not talk about rom-coms extensively, so I don't know if they understand love. If they don't understand love
about it.
I don't know if they understand love as much as I do.
Wow.
That hurts. Hurts.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. On that note.
Wow. Okay.
I love them too. Okay.
All right. Yes. Thank you all once again for letting us give you a piece of our minds.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I hope you forgive me.
No. We will forgive you next week.
Great. Yay. Okay. We need to remember to start next week's episode with you guys forgiving me.
Put it in your notes right now.
Write that down right away.
Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you next week.